Hey guys, this is Luna and I'm here with more Resident Evil 4 news. So the game was on the cover of Game Informer and it's actually a big part of the issue of this month, and it's available online if you want to buy it. I'm not sure if it's a magazine that has a physical version, but I know you can buy it online on their website. Now, if you don't want to do that, I've got some of the scoops, I've got some of the information that you need, and we're gonna cover it together today. I'm really excited. Let's do this together. So from what I've gathered, two of the people work on Game Informer were lucky enough to go to Osaka, which is where the Capcom headquarters are located, and they managed to meet the devs and play 2 chapters of the game. Now, they didn't play like through 1 and 2, they actually think they played chapter 1 and chapter 5. From what I heard off of their channel, one of the guys who went seems to be a very hardcore Resident Evil fanatic, and the other guy's a bit of a newcomer. So we have like both sides of the scope here to understand what's going on with it. We're going to everything that's been released and they've talked about. I think they're gonna cover more soon on their YouTube channel, but I could be wrong. So to start off, we won't only get enemies that we know about and that we're familiar with, but there's also new ones. In some of the pictures, we actually have seen a new enemy who wields a hammer and has a bowl mask. This very much reminded me of Village type of aesthetic. They've also said that there's new other enemies apart from this one, so there's gonna be a blend of new and old, and there's obviously gonna help with the scare factor. From some pictures that I've seen, the wolves infected with Las Plagas that you meet outside the church are actually still there, and they look honestly awesome. They look really good. Another news is that you can barricade houses like RE2 Remake, so I'm guessing this probably means in the big scene where Luis and Leon fight hordes of ganados, you'll be able to barricade yourself, which is fair. It's something that we used to do in the old game, so it's nothing really new. I mean, I've seen loads of people be excited about this, but you could usually barricade yourself in the old game with like some furniture that you could find around the house. Some aspects are staying true to the actual game. The game has always blended horror and action really well for me, so that sure helps, and I honestly enjoy the way you could barricade yourself in the RPD in the remake. A new intriguing mechanic has been implemented where we can have side quests now through the merchant. So the merchant will probably give us some quests to follow and to do for him, so we could get some, who knows, like some weapons or a discount. I'm not sure how it will work, but sure, why not? It was very much the same with the medallions in RE4, the original game, where you would hunt the medallions and he would give you a pistol for free. On top of that, the attached cases apparently have perks, and so there's actually one who will increase the chance of more ammo drop as you fight through the enemies. So we're going through the big changes. There's no quick time events. If you don't know what quick time events are, and if you remember playing the game or playing RE5 and RE6, quick time events are those brief moments where Leon needs to run from a boulder, or in the Krauser fight he dodges Krauser with his knife. Same thing happens where there's a whole cutscene in the original game where Krauser and Leon have a face-off and you need to smash the button on time. So you basically don't die, and if you die in the cutscene, you die in the game. This also I've implemented the fact that we can carry multiple knives as well, and apparently even beat the whole game with them. So that's gonna be exciting for speedrunners or knife only runs, which are always welcomed in the RE community, and a lot of people do them. Yellow herbs are still a thing. And laser sights are going to be an upgrade of your gun, so they won't come with the actual handgun. Now, ground execution can also help Las Plagas from forming. So in the original game, if you remember, once you get to a certain point of the game, almost every ganado would turn their heads into Las Plagas infected. They would wield this sharp tentacle, I guess you could call it, where they could scratch you and they could get some good amount of damage off of you. Apparently with these new ground executions, you'll prevent them from turning. So basically smashing their heads with your foot probably. So yeah, another thing that I read about and that's going online I found really interesting is Ashley. We're getting into Ashley dynamic here. So R3 is meant to command Ashley and Ari for Remake. So you won't be able to tell her to stop anytime, but she will be able to fall back and follow you from afar or stick very close to you. So in a tight situation, you'll press RE3 and then she can keep close to you so you don't lose track of where she is or what she's doing. So there's not going to be any way safely to protect her because dumpsters and hiding spots won't be a thing anymore. So unless you're being strategic about it, I'm thinking it will be a bit more tricky to protect her this time around. But there's also another thing they got rid of is Ashley's health bar, which if you remember in the game it was tricky to kind of manage because sometimes you actually had to heal both characters and then maybe use a mixture of green and yellow on Ashley to increase her health. But this time she won't actually have any health bar, so you'll have to look out for her for how many times she gets hit. So I found this very similar to how Revelations 2 worked. Not everyone's played the spin-off games, but if you remember playing with Moira or Natalia in Revelations 2, they didn't have a health bar of any sort. They could get hit like 3 to 4 times and then they would go down and you'd have to revive them. It seems like Ashley will have a very similar mechanic this time around. So she'll be able to take some hits, but she'll go down and you'll have to help her get up if she actually loses her health. After being hit so many times, if she gets hit while she's down, she will die. So we still have that small chance of reviving her. But I did find it a little strange that they got rid of her health bar altogether. If she gets captured, Leon is able to actually get close to the ganado and knife him to save her. So there's obviously gonna be new weapons. One is called the bolt thrower, which is a type of crossbow. It looks like one of the things they're keeping on the wraps is Ada. Ada was very much included in the promotional images and trailers of the old game. She was a big part of it, even standing next to Leon in some of the promotional images of the game. But this time around, it seems like they're not really doing anything with her yet. I'm hoping we get to see her in a future trailer, like a final trailer, maybe in March. But another reason it might be because if you don't know this, Ada's voice actress from Resident Evil 2 Remake is not there. So they actually had to replace her. And that might be one of the reasons why, who knows. Ada is one of my favorite characters, so I really can't wait to see more of her. But this, because they've went through chapter 1 and 5, it seems like even until chapter 5, you're still very much in the village, so the village seems very long. The only complaints I've seen on Twitter when the article came out was how the rain looks. It does seem a bit too much, I'm not gonna lie. It looks a bit too thick, but maybe that might help with the atmosphere, who knows. I think it's quite early to judge, who knows. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you grasped as many information as you could. I'm hoping to do another video soon whenever we get more infos, because we're getting really close to release and I'm very, very excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Buy Game Informer if you want more. I'm sure there's a lot more coming out. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. See you around, and please subscribe if you can.